You need to enjoy the discipline of repetition. What do I mean by that? If you're gonna have personal meetings with somebody, it shouldn't be a one-off. It shouldn't be, we did this once and we never do this again. Because you're not gonna build any kind of commitment or any type of relationship on one meeting, but you have to repeat. Not ad nauseum forever, but try to make a reason to make something happen. All right, next, you have to be willing to authenticate your truth. What do you think I mean by that?
Walk, talk.
Sure. But if you're having a personal meeting with someone and you're sharing information about how wonderful you are, how wonderful your product is, and so on and so forth, but there's no third-party information. There's no testimonials, there's no recommendations, there's no validation. I mean, if you have something that's worth bragging about, you need to brag about it. But you also need the backup.
Yeah.
You can't just say, I'm wonderful, I'm the greatest thing since sliced cheese, unless you bring out the cheese slicer. You know, if you haven't built your third-party credibility, again, what are they? Recommendations, testimonials, endorsements. If it's video, awesome, right? If it's personal, somebody took the time to write it, awesome. But you need to share it. Here's a great way to share that stuff, by the way. I need your feedback on something. A couple of my clients did these things for me, and I'm thinking about using them to help me market my practice and services. What do you think about them? Or click here and watch. What do you think happens to your credibility? It skyrockets. Now, I work with a lot of professionals all over the place, and one of my things is teaching them how to be an expert. You're already an expert at what you are an expert at. But the real experts don't show up until other people validate your expertise. That's what really makes you an expert. Other people say, yeah, you know what, she is that good at it, whatever that is, right? So you got to make sure that you have your third-party information available. The next thing I want to remind you of when you have your personal meetings is to go deep. Do not stay on the superficial track of stating or having small talk. Small talk is no talk when it comes to professional meetings. You want to get somewhere, fast, you gotta have real talk. You have to have deep talk. You have to have ask the meaningful questions. And share meaningful information about yourself. There's a mutuality there. Now, if you're having a personal meeting with somebody, you're asking all the deep questions, but you're not sharing anything about yourself, is that bad?
Yes. Because you're saying that you're not trusting them with your information, but you're trusting you with theirs.
Right.
So I think red flags go up.
I have meetings with people and they go, well, I just want to find out about you. And they ask me all these deep questions. And I'm like, okay, but what about, no, this is not about me, it's about you. And I said, okay, well, I answered some more questions, and I go, but what about, have you experienced, and they go, no, I just want to make sure it's about you. And
they think you're asking more.
They thought, exactly, they thought somehow that was going to make me feel like I was special. What it ended up making me feel like is I was under a microscope. And I'm being cross-examined. And this isn't a conversation anymore. So it's very, very important that you have a mutuality in the exchange and that it feels good to everybody involved. Now, some of us have anybody read social emotional intelligence books? Anything by Danny Goleman? He was a co-author of this one too. I love this one. This is Learning to Lead with Emotional Intelligence, one of my favorite books. But I've also read everything Dr. Goleman has done on emotional and social intelligence. And there is a level of emotional IQ that you have to have that allows you to connect with people better. Connect with yourself and connect with others. Some of us are great salespeople, but we don't listen very well.